approaches, my children! Not just the end of the season, not just the end of Rachel Rising, but the end of the world in its story. And thus it's time for secrets to be revealed and the truth known. Aunt Johnny is brought in on an unusual traffic accident. A woman who got her head cut off after crashing into a logging truck, though with a cell phone in the car that was attempting to call 911. Rachel, still dreaming from the end of the last volume, meets with the young child who talked to dead people at the dream home of Carol Palmer, a famous but reclusive writer. And according to the girl, there are so many dead bodies buried in his yard. Rachel finally wakes up to find a now teenage Zoe, who claims that she's been in a coma for 5 years. Also, that Zoe is pregnant with the Antichrist. But that was just a second dream and she awakens. She was in a coma, but only for 2 weeks. Always sucks to be woken up from a good dream, am I right? After prying, Zoe gets Rachel to reveal what she saw in the dream, and she confesses it's the truth. Rachel, according to Zoe, is connected to the stream of life, which is why she's undead and why she can see her potential future pregnancy with Malice's child. Malice, of course, is the devil. We knew that already, but his influence is growing. More and more people are going mad, either attacking each other or killing themselves thanks to a brief opening that he can take advantage of. At the morgue, Rachel touches the dead body from the car accident and learns that the woman driving was trying to manipulate her boyfriend into staying with her, and he was the one calling the police when she refused to slow down near the truck. She even bit off his finger when he resisted, and he killed himself in horror after the whole thing, even though it was clear he was planning on proposing to her. Speaking of dead people, it's time we checked in on Lilith. Yes, she was not gone for good after a few volumes ago, and she rises again, crawling out of hell and from the spirits who had been keeping her down. After commandeering a farmhouse, Rachel confirms with the groundskeeper at Carol Palmer's home that he'll be coming back soon, usually going away for the winter months. She suspects, given his murderous track record, that he was the one who killed her at the very start of this story. Oh yeah, remember how this whole story started with somebody murdering Rachel and burying her in a shallow grave? Good times! Meanwhile, Earl finally manages to muster up the courage to try to get together with Jet, who admits that she knows about his feelings for her and thinks it would be a mistake because of all the problems in her life. But he decides he's willing to try, and so is she. Meanwhile, Lilith meets with Zoe and Rachel, and she reveals the truth about herself and her relationship with Rachel. The witch stuff certainly happened, but their history goes even farther back. They are sisters, the first children of God. And while Lilith has remembered everything from her inception to today, Rachel has been in a cycle of reincarnation, often reuniting with Lilith in various ways and attempting to rekindle her memories. It's only thanks to an old pendant she had back during the Byzantine Empire that she had given to a lost love that revives all her memories. Rachel also remembers Lilith's beef with mankind. The two of them are incapable of having children, a punishment from God given to Eve for Lilith's transgression of having sex with an angel and Rachel lying to protect her. They can never return to heaven or Eden for their sins against him, and she hates that Eve got to give birth to the human race, and they can do nothing of the sort. Still, she has come back to Rachel to ask for her help in saving humanity. Malice is planning to initiate the apocalypse, and they need to stop him. She thinks God will just blame them for the apocalypse because that's what started all that evil in the world and everything. And hey, maybe he'll finally forgive them if they step in and save humanity. Zoe's happy to help too, hoping to knock a few marks off her own ledger, though inadvertently reveals that this is not the first time Lilith has attempted to drag Rachel back into this mess, and that while she was not the one who killed her, she let the murder happen. Also, Rachel's neighbor Lillian spots them talking on Rachel's front lawn and seems to recognize Lilith, though she can't remember from where. But nothing about that for now. Let's focus instead on how exactly you kill the devil. They can't just stab him, his spirit can hop bodies. They can't contain him in a tomb for 1,000 years or something. An earthquake or his followers can unearth him at some point. A difficult problem. And one not resolved just yet, for there is also Carol Palmer, who gets an email from his gardener pointing out Rachel asking when he'd be returning, and with a security picture of her, and Carol very clearly recognizing her. We are close to the end, my children! Rachel Rising has one more volume left. Will they stop Malice? Will we learn what Zoe's deal is? And will Carol Palmer pay for his murders? Well, we'll have to wait and see until next year.